Welcome to TradeTheNBI.com. This is Jonas Reports for the 15th. Well, we're just cruising along here. Had that reset of the steel with the cyan had been under red. We had that brief point where it popped back above. Showed a little bit of weakness within that, but shakeout, that's all we were watching. We dipped down and then boom, immediately started rising histogram, and that has led to this current run. May even see a breakout of gold continue to rise. Now they've all met right here, so we're kind of getting at a peak point of you're going to need to see another breakout. They're not going to continue across like this, but it's given us good, clear indication from the trend. Because, while it started briefly right here, it really was paused until right about this point where it started to see the gold rise, and that's led to this whole, entire move. Now, it hasn't been that significant, and frankly, 1 or 2 days and you can pretty much wipe out all of this in a heartbeat. It really takes quite a bit to move markets, but we're just flatlining right here across the zero line, and barely have, we've had cyan under red for, quite a few days, or since the beginning of the breakout, and it's still maintaining itself. It's just marginally close, which is one of those where you can flip at any time. Same thing, NASDAQ is not quite as strong here with the cyan. It's been above red, and actually we've had a little short-term dip of steel, and green hasn't really crossed above. So while they're performing the same, the inherent weakness is kind of built in, particularly even with the lower shakeout reading from a NASDAQ standpoint. And it's been something the NASDAQ's been struggling behind all year long. And the currency wars, Euro continuing to spike back up just a little bit off of the orange dip that came in here. And we've got a reset, though, from the steel. Of course, it's on its way down here. Wouldn't expect it to keep going too far, but U.S. has vowed to really take it to Europe as far as not just trade in that, but currency wars with all major currencies. They see it as a form of manipulation and crucial problem of trade imbalance. And so I think that's going to be an ongoing conflict area, which is interesting when you're having central banks getting involved in currency wars. There's going to have to be some mediation there. From a bond standpoint, we can see that it was ridiculous on, there's still this expectation, though, that rates are going to come down and fall, obviously, in decent numbers economically, and, this whole revision of the model of whether or not you can have growth and prosperity without inflation, because currently we're really not experiencing all that much inflation, but there's going to come a point where labor-wise you satisfy your general need, and it automatically is going to spiral into inflation because wages will spike quickly. They're always going to be behind the curve on that. They've been trying to be ahead of the curve on it, and this has caused, I think, more economic problems than anything. You're better off being behind, at least slightly. And from an oil standpoint, it's still holding up at this pretty decent level, and that's just an indication of decent economic activity for the most part. As long as the demand side is still there, yes, the tensions exist, and that always puts a little premium on things, but overall, it's holding up pretty nicely. And from a gold standpoint, still cyan under gold, red here, and we just had some weakness with steel. If it pops back down below, we could see a little bit more softness again, but right now I'm cyan green meeting this particular point, and shorts are making a little bit of an attempt, and I don't think they're going to do very well in this particular case. From a 5K standpoint, it was just clean. We had this from the Thursday, moved into Friday with the bounce, kind of stayed flat in this little bit of a muck zone, which kind of captured decently, but then returned right back to the green, and then we shot up. Okay, and we started with futures slightly down, but again, cyan under red. We're going to continue to rise. Positive extremes. So we may end up with a little bit of backfill. The question will be whether it happens before the actual market open here for Monday, or takes a little bit longer. Just at the start of a shakeout. It looks like we're going to make higher highs. I'm looking for that first lower shakeout. That will be an indication that we're probably going to get a little bit of a pullback to fill in these positive extremes. We'll let it unfold. It's going to be interesting second half to this month. I think the volatility has been pretty good of late, and I think that it's all been one directional, so we might see some counter moves take place. So we'll just keep an eye out for that, and not prejudging, just something to pay attention to. As always, though, I will put up anything relevant on the Skype chat, and any updates that I'm finalized with here. I've been doing some testing on a few, and they're pretty close, so we may have that update shortly. As always, though, trade well. We'll talk to you later.